Hey everybody, Kenny here. Welcome back to our Affliction League playthrough. Last time our Dashlin finished up Act 7, so time to head into Act 8. Nobody to talk to here, so let's go over to the ramparts. Oh, by the way, so a YouTube user by the name Rhythmic, I believe it is the username that they used. I left a comment on one of my I think it was an Act 6 video. Might have been an Act 7 video. I'm honestly not sure right now. But it was whichever of my playthrough videos is episode 15. They left a comment on that video that actually gives a pretty a simple way to fix up the main issue that I have with the League mechanic so far, is that those quests require so much grinding. But they actually gave a great way to get through that grinding really quick. I mean, obviously it's too late for me since I already had to do all of it for the Warlock and the Primalist. But if you're still on those quests, or you haven't reached the part where you started those quests yet, and obviously this won't work for the Warden, because the Warden, you have to collect essence, or wisps of the, you have to collect vivid wisps from those specific enemy types. But for the Nameless and the Cultists, if you just take... So obviously first make sure that you're in an area where... Not area, but like you're in a wildwood zone where there are at least some primal or some nameless or cultist enemies, whichever one you're farming for, and then use the desecrate spell to summon corpses. And every time you summon a corpse of one of those, it'll actually count towards your total. You can actually just go and just hold that spell down and finish that quest in 5 minutes. That's a very smart way to fix the big issue with that quest. I think I'm looking for the Warlock now to go and finish theirs. Yeah, because I'm on Warden right now. If this looks like it's just oh no, there is some wild here. Hey, Primal Huntress. You're not the one I'm looking for.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what this is. Auras from mines? I don't know what it means. Do they actually mean if you were to connect an aura to a mine and then have the mine use the aura? Is that what this means? I've never tried doing that before. Because mines themselves, you have a reservation value. So I don't know if they're actually talking about, like, you know, like supporting an aura with one of the many mine support gems, or if they mean that like mines themselves count as an aura of some kind, and that's what is increasing the effect of. So like whatever spell the mines cast is an aura technically. I don't know. I don't understand what that means. Pretty nice. I get for 600, I'll come back for that. Like they're this way.
I'm not up to that just yet.
I'm not seeing any. Some wilds heading through here. Okay, this way. Nope, up. Oh well. Still haven't found them yet. I think we're a little short. We're a little bit short to be able to get that. I think it was like 647 or something.
How goes it?
627. Wow. 4 away. Okay. Should have plenty now.
Welcome. Tread softly.
So starting with this act, like things might get a little spicier, because acts 8 and 9 are the like the chaos boss acts. So our minus 30 will be coming into play this time. I mean, I know technically Arakali is a chaos boss, but she doesn't, like, you know, like even if you take a full hit from her like beams, like they don't really do that much damage, you know, because of the fact that, you know, they expect that you're not going to have a lot of chaos resistance. As long as, you know, like you don't have like under 1,000 health, you know, you should be fine by taking a hit from those. But against There you go. But against the later, I mean, the Act 8 and 9 Chaos bosses, like you want to get, like they do definitely deal a lot more Chaos damage than Eric Holly does. There's a very high likelihood that we're going to take some nasty hits this act.
I'm not up to that just yet.
I don't know why I keep picking those up. I have like 30,000 in standard. And I haven't been doing any heists at all. And it's crazy how I haven't run into a single... Like, except for like one time when, like, in between sessions, I haven't run into a single Nico spawn. Like I don't have any... I can't think of the stuff, what the stuff's called right now, but yeah, like the delve, yeah, the delve stuff we need to actually be able to run delve. Like I don't have any of that stuff at all.
Disease has infected San.
As always, I'm going to be listening to all of the NPC dialogue, so that sword time has come again.
Good to see you're still soldiering on. With all these gods and past horrors wandering around San, I don't assume anyone's alive and kicking these days. Quite the pretty pair, aren't they? Yeah, it's pretty bloody disturbing. That girl was once the sweetest lass I could name. Nowadays she's barking as batshite over that living corpse of hers. All it would take is a quick hard bash with a rock, and Tolman would no longer be a problem. Tempting, don't you think? Grigor left without a single word to me, rude bugger. But I suspect his poetic soul has been drawn back home to Izmir. A long journey, but a trip worth taking to find solace among one's own people. Of course, they'll get quite the shock when they see him. Let's hope familial love is as nearsighted as they say. There are the fine tales Grigor will be able to tell them, of course. Come to think of it, now that Dominus has been knocked off his perch, there's nothing to stop the Izamites from learning a thing or two from Grigor's stories. They might even consider invading this jewel and raid class tarnished crown. I certainly hope they have just such an eye for opportunity. A man could make a tidy sum helping said invaders navigate San and its many assets. Don't do anything I would.
Good to see you in San once again. I wish that we could be greeting under fairer skies, yet this city remains clouded in strife. Lunaris, eternal goddess of the moon, and her sister Solaris of the sun have risen to reclaim what was once their own. Siblings equal in strength, mighty twin rivers converging, sweeping all before them. We are cornered animals, awaiting the deluge that will surely drown us. Yet there exists a pair of ancient treasures, the sun orb and the moon orb. They are our hope, our desperation. Grigor is the butterfly that has lost its wings to a cruel child, and this place of respite has become a cage for his pain, a breeding ground of bad memory. We spoke, and Grigor shared his resolve with me. He can no longer live with the torment that piety has injected into his heart. Like the warrior poet he is, Grigor has ventured into the unknown to find a cure for his body and mind, or die in the attempt. The dead do not love the living, and the living cannot love the dead. People fear what they do not understand. I understand, Clarissa. I am not frightened of her. I am frightened for her. They walked our earth in the times of great strife, cruel and hideous shadows cast against the clay wall of ruined abode. Thaumaturge Malachi grew them out of the vain ambitions of his dark imaginings. Emperor Chittis believed the legionnaires belonged to him, that Gemline men would beat to the drum of his own crystalline heart. But as the silhouette of the Emperor faltered and fell, burned out by the light of true men, some of the Legion remained. The cataclysm turned legionnaire into monster, another mindless man of undeath. Yet this captain seems to have regained his faculties, some of his old warrior intelligence. I worry for the rest of his soldiers, how they may grow from mindless killing machines into something far worse. Talakoda.
Dodri Darktongue is the insidious infection that threatens to make septic the great and terrible wound that is San. However, any certainty that I had as to her exact whereabouts has been sundered by the sheer stench of her presence. We shall have to deduce her location from those who know the area best. These locals that cling to San like hungry maggots. If we are to see the dawn of a new era for humankind, the sun must be taught to behave herself. Upon that mighty span between San's left hand and its right, Solaris burns to consume every single moment of existence. Sparing no thought for life and its needs, she would see the world parched barren before she yields to reason. The sun must be allowed to set, so that it may rise again as a blessing, not a curse. Self-loving Solaris. All the light in the world, yet blinded by her own pride. Not once did she pause to question the truth of her sister's betrayal. Instead, she gloated over her sister's transgressions, proclaiming herself greater and more honorable than Lunaris could ever be. I suppose one shouldn't be surprised when a sun deity takes the higher ground. We approach the zenith of our divine hunt, upon the bridge that chokes the great wet throat of San. Lunaris, in her cold fury, has forgotten that the warming sun of morning is as life-giving as the cooling damp of evening. The empire Lunaris dreams of shall be lit by moon and twinkling stars, and life itself shall wither away in the perpetual night. One of two sisters who ruled the most populous and powerful of the ancient Asmerian tribes. Solaris was thought to guide the sun across the sky with threads of shimmering gold, whilst Lunaris saw to the wax and wane of moon with a sickle of purest silver. It was a peaceful partnership, until the trickster Tang Mazu happened upon their domain, and turning sister against sister, he saw to the massacre of thousands, whilst concealing the source of their futile feud beyond all reckoning. Feel no pity for the moon. She is a cold and distant fool, far less radiant than she would suppose. Remember, humanity needs us.
San is changing, and so are we who live here. There, Tolman. Don't you worry. I love you. I'll think of something. You told me Tolman was gone. You were wrong. I found him. No, Tolman, I never gave up on you. His soul remains, flickering deep down inside. Oh, Tolman, I know you're in pain, but it'll be over soon, I promise. My heart aches for Grigor. I know the battle in which he's engaged. It's like my own. A fight to make sense of life in a land that deems life to be worthless. I don't know where he's gone, but I do know he's looking to find himself. His true self. As we all must do in our own time. By all accounts, Tarkus Varuso was a ruthless despot, a man to rival even the likes of Dominus. Yet his heart of stone contained one precious theme, his love for his wife, Kiara. So when the poor young woman died giving birth to Varuso's son, the grieving emperor threw aside his great convictions and placed his last hope in thaumaturgy, in the Ankh of eternity. Perhaps it was shame that drove Tarkus to lock the Ankh away, to steal such hopes from his descendants. It was he who had asked his people to turn their backs on the ancient arts, so what right had he to enjoy that which he forbade? Love gave him that right. As I understand it, the Ankh of Eternity was somehow able to return the dead to the full bloom of life. There was nothing necromantic about it. Rather, it was a source of true resurrection. How it came to exist, I honestly don't know. A couple of inscriptions I read treated the Ankh as some sort of gift to Varuso from the Val. But surely the Val were long gone by Varuso's time, weren't they? No matter. Despite the vagaries of the Ankh's origins, Varuso used the Ankh to return his young wife from the deathbed to the wedding bed. The accounts are unanimous on that point. As it was for Varuso's love, so shall it be for mine. Be careful.
Talamoana?
If Sam wasn't mad enough, now we've got some whip-tongued hag cooking up a stinking curse in the sewers. Took her from her mother-in-law at first. But no, based on my meagre historical knowledge, I reckon we have a certain Dodry dark tongue to contend with. Where in blazes is she hiding? I've no idea. So, the only way we're going to catch this witch is by getting our hands, and possibly a lot more, well and truly dirty. And by we, I mean you, of course. The sewers are no place for a simple businessman like me. Do us a favour. Head into them sewers and track that old hag down. Get her to reveal herself, and put her down. Ha! Better your eyes than mine, eh? Needing my eclectic expertise again, are we? Solaris and Lunaris got front and centre stage among them folks at the Eternal Empire. Solaris was thought to be the light of leadership, guiding and enlightening each emperor that sat the throne. In practice, most of them emperors turned out to be a bit dim. But then history and theology have never quite seen eye to eye. As for Lunaris, a goddess of the moon and earth, the mother of dreams and inspiration. Doesn't sound like a bad lady until you consider that dreams harbour nightmares, and that inspiration is just one notion shy of insanity. dear.
And we're back. You know, like one thing that
Yes?
I can't help but think I notice here. In Act 7, like the change of voice actor for Yina like wasn't like a huge like a huge deal like for that character. But the change for Marmoa, I don't know, like I
Must be burned out at the root.
like I'm not saying like I dislike the actor change, like you know, like the actor themselves, but like the actor just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if it's just like so many years of hearing the original voice actor, and like and redoing that content so many times, and then like like this Marmoa. It sounds like a different person. I mean, obviously it actually is a different person, but like like they don't sound like they're trying to portray the same character from Act 3. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, so it's Primal on this side also. Nothing but Primal here. That was Vivid also. Like somehow the game always knows, which I'm looking for. Mind you, it's not like I'm looking forward to finding the Warlock, since, you know, once I find the Warlock, then, like, the very next thing I'm going to be doing is trying to find anyone other than the Warlock. Let's spend our points before we go. This is going to be an unpopular choice, but I've decided that for this set of levels, I'm actually going to get this accuracy cluster here. And I know that, you know, my accuracy isn't like terrible. You know, 95% against evasive monsters isn't terrible. But I hate anything under 100% when it comes to chance to hit. Like for so many years, I like if I was on this side of the tree, I'd go straight for resolute technique. Like like oh yeah, I can't crit anymore, but enemies can't evade, and that was so huge for me. Grab these, and because they also give me extra resistances. And I'm gonna grab these 2 health nodes here. We have over 2,000 health, and our chance to hit evasive enemies is back to 100%. And defensively, we're almost where we need to be. Like we're where we need to be with cold, but we need to get another 16% fire and lightning for when we finish Act 10. Yeah, I think I hate the most about this area down here is that like that poison ground effect takes way too long to disperse. Way too long. Like, and you're killing these things in, like in such large numbers that, like all of those poison ground effects are like, they overlap, and if you're in the wrong spot when they pop, then they can just destroy you. Just absolutely wreck your shit. You have to be incredibly proactive moving through this area. Right, Alchemist Mark. Forgetting about that. Don't have any chromes on me. Don't have any open green.
I'm not up to that just yet.
I mean, there is wild here, but I'm obviously not going in the direction of the wild. Stay away from me, Vivid. I want nothing to do with you. I remember what you did to Dodori last time. I ain't getting you pull that shit again. Compelling etching. I think it's a new one. Pretty sure.
His words are compelling. In this place, it is difficult to remember our former lives. Time and pain slip away in this endless wildwood. Why go back to toil and strife? We should stay here, with him, and live free.
I'm not up to that just yet. Will grow from your remains.
Alright, the Dotary should be right over there. Yeah, let's go empty out before we fight Dodori.
How you doing?
Okay, so let's 6 chances on this. Three green. Cool. We took 1. Not gonna start using this yet, but I've needed to start leveling this for a while now. We don't have anything, right? Do a 2-stone ring. Oh, no, we're too short on the 2-stone ring. Yeah, we don't have anything. Hey, Tori, do this.
Worst enemy, Dodri. But I suppose it's me now.
Once more into the breach, and once more we return victorious. Although I have to admit, I did not relish the sensation of imbibing that foul witch's soul. I felt decidedly unclean. Still, our journey nears completion. To the north lies Highgate and the cessation of our efforts to extract the dark ember from my dearly departed beast. And none too soon. Every hour, Katava's strength grows, and the longer he and the other gods dwell on this land, the less is humanity's chance of survival.
You'd suppose someone as crafty as Dodri would have kept their ugly head under wraps as soon as she saw you coming. I guess death robs us of many things, including our common sense. In any case, thank you. The sewers can run clear now that there's no fetid witch clogging up the pipes. Here, have a little something to commemorate your fine clean-up job. Tell me something. Any chance you might be willing to join forces and turn a healthy profit with old Argon? You ever heard of the Wings of Visteri? Not just another damned artifact. This one was the highest symbol of the office of the Meraketh, held by the Sakhima of Sakhimas. History books will say the wings were last worn by Sakhima Asenath, the Golden Sakhima, the one who went and got herself murdered by Hector Tatooshus. The only problem is that Tatooshus himself is up and guarding his pretties once more. Still, if you can recover those wings of Visteri, then I'm confident I can sell them back to the Meraketh for a fair sum. They're a cultural icon after all, dripping with sentimental value. What do you say? What little humanity General Tatooshus was born with, he traded in for strength. Went as far as to have Malachi replace his joints with virtue gems. Mad bastard. Afterwards, Emperor Chittis charged Tatooshus with subduing the Meraketh. A job he took a little too much pleasure in, if you ask me.
There were another open suffix on there. This would have been perfect.
Bring me back something nice, huh?
These owl eyes of mine have been watching the sun goddess from afar. The sun orb lies within her temple, guarded by her most ardent devotee, an exile who, in his insanity, has taken to calling himself the Dawn. That orb is the seed that must be stolen from this new son of hers and planted at the feet of his ancient mother. I've been keeping a close eye on that exile-turned-sycophant who calls himself the Dusk. Dusk carried the moon orb into the Linares temple and has not returned with it, not as far as I have seen. No doubt he clings to that orb like it's his adopted mother's own nurturing breast. If you were to wean him from the teat and place that orb at the bereft mother's feet, we may yet see the moon itself fall. There is nothing else.
May humanity flourish.
Exile, you've helped me before. You can help me again, can't you? My hope waits for me to the east, tucked away in a shrine in the Key. The Ankh of Eternity. Veruso, Prima Imperialis, placed it there himself at the dawn of the Empire. If the legends are correct, the Ankh has powers over life and death. When paired with the correct Asmerian ritual, I've learned the ritual. All I need is the Ankh of Eternity, and I know I can bring Tolman back. Properly, this time. Will you retrieve the artifact for us? I've tried, but the creatures around the shrine... simply too dangerous. Yes, Tommen, I'm getting to that. I've already prepared a site for the ritual out in the quay. Please, meet us there with the Ankh so that I may yet breathe life into my dearest love. See you.
Yep, let's see if I go the right way. I usually don't, but we'll see what happens.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Hail!
Eodenig.
Are you sure about that one? Seems risky.
Everything's a risk, Danig.
That's it then.
1 second. Sorry about that. That guy included himself in the resurrection? Usually that's a separate thing. Thanks for the help, Danig. You're a real bro. Oh. Now we don't want to go to the quarry first. We want to go to the bathhouse first.
Not up to that just yet.
Hmm. Am I remembering wrong, or didn't Armoa used to give us a quest before this point? Like to go clear out, you know, to go kill the Gemling commander, whatever. Thought she did. This is the Vivid route. And this is also the Vivid route. We're all the Vivid route. Interesting. One of you has that thing where like you split into multiple enemies, right? Whatever.
To that just yet.
I don't care about you guys. Here for the bathhouse. Bathhouse, then the key.
I'm not up to that just yet.
House is around here somewhere. There we go. There we go. Finally found some wild. And they led nowhere. You've been bamboozled, folks. There's literally nothing on this side. I don't even know why I'm moving this direction. I know there's never anything on this side. Ryo and the other exits are always on the other side.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Yeah, there's a Lunaris Concourse. Means that the trio should be over here somewhere. Here it is. Or that might just be Tartusio. It's just Tartuccio. Alright, mixing up character names. Victor Vitucius. Tartuccio, I think, is a character from something else. There's the trio.
light of 1,000 ribbons, our finest city burned. It burned with fires lit by cruelty and neglect. It burned with shame for giving the title of emperor to a man who did not deserve it.
I thought that was from a different one. One of the earlier ones. They move it?
I'm not up to that just yet.
Oh.
Allow your wisdom to be tempered by the flames of the past.
There's the High Gardens. I forget if there's a quest to go do the High Gardens or if... I guess more like something like you... No, there has to be a quest to do it. All of the gods have a quest. Regardless, we don't need to keep going. Just portal back and come back here when it's time to do other stuff.
What is it?
You found them! No easy feat, I bet. How's old Hector these days? Not so good after you cross paths with them, am I right? I'll polish these wings up and get them back to their owners, just as soon as my Mariketh friend can get her folks to pay the ransom. Price, I mean. In the meantime, take a little something from my stock as payment. A word of caution. That Unk. It might have had some miraculous powers, but I bet there's a nasty reason why Varuso hid the bloody thing away. I've tried to warn Clarissa, but her ears seem as dead as that boyfriend of hers. Well, they're forged from solid gold. I can tell you that much. But I suppose that's not really what you're asking about. The wings are a treasured piece of the Mariketh heritage. Back when the tribes quit their squabbling and joined hands to battle the Eternal Empire, the wings were seen as a symbol of their unity. The Golden Sekhema wore them as she led the whole bloody Mariketh horde against San. She was a single greatest hope for the Mariketh was that Asenath. Hector Tatusius crushed both their hopes and their precious Sekhema.
I guess there's potential for that.
Bring me back something nice, huh?
In Azaro's grotesque little garden, you'll find an old friend of mine. A yawning maw that is Yugal, but a soft portrait of what that pathetic creature has come to believe about the nature of fear. Those who look upon him see their own fears reflected in his horrifying visage.
Okay, so Sin who gives the quest.
Vile scholars seem compelled to answer all manner of strange and troubling questions. Yugal was one such scholar. Whilst plumbing the depths of humanity, he came to believe that there was no truer expression of humanity than pure terror. He would induce terror in children and then capture their reactions within eldritch mirrors, devices of his own creation that could petrify fear for extended study. Through his gallery of reflected terror, Yugal came to understand human nature so well that he was able to manipulate his way into the vile halls of leadership, and eventually grew so feared and renowned that he ascended into godhood. Remember, humanity needs us.
Hello.
Well met.
Talamoana.
I heard tell of an ancient Val scholar who bore the name Yugal. He'd conduct these grisly experiments in pursuit of some piece of nasty wisdom tucked in the nether regions of human terror. Practiced on young kiddies, no less. Scaring the living shite out of Val toddlers and then nabbing their fear within a hall of thaumaturgical mirrors. Could be the whole story's a crock, and here's where it gets even hazier. Seems old Yugal found something in that fear, enough to scare a whole swag of Val into worshipping him. Honestly, some people will worship anything for a bit of spiritual peace of mind.
Alright, now we have reason to go after Yugal.
I'm not up to that just yet.
None of them are here.
I'm not up to that just yet.
And so it's actually cold damage. All this time I thought that it was chaos. I'm very nearly done with my new player guide for
I put you out of your misery.
Last Epoch. They have done about 90% of the editing. There's a little left. Only have about like 30 minutes of footage left to parse through. That one's done. I can start up on recording my build guides. My goal is to have them all up on the Friday before the game goes live. I considered putting them up the Monday before the game goes live, but then I looked up like the actual, like, you know, what day February 21st landed on. And surprisingly, it's not like, it doesn't come out on like on a Thursday or Friday. It comes out on a Wednesday, I believe. That only gives people 2 days to look up the video. So Underestimated the balls. I open that up?
In death, the mirrors are thus shattered.
Oh no. No. I wasted my omen. I forgot about it.
Yugal was a cautionary tale. The only way to truly understand fear is to become it.
Your power was nothing but smoke and mirrors, Yugal. Good riddance.
What is it? Be careful.
So it was that bloody scholar after all, was it? Sick bastard. Well, he's gone now, and I hope you made sure he suffered like those poor kiddies he tormented. I'd have toasted him nice and slow like a spitted pig. See how he'd like them apples stuffed in his mouth. Here, have something for keeping us safe from the divine undesirables of this world.
Yes?
Greetings.
I'm not up to that just yet.
He could be in there. But don't try, I'll never know. Once again, bamboozled. The double bamboozle. Hey, never seen that one before. Down there. The full-on double bamboozle.
I'm not up to that just yet.
There you are, ready to revisit the past? The more you kill, the more you change my map, and the closer we get to find.
Need to get the one for torment cells, but no guarantee we're gonna find that one.
Let's go.
There it is. Come on. Come on. Come on. Not sure what this is going to change. Didn't pay attention to the... Didn't pay attention to the things.
Good job. You've let the architect of ceremonies,
Found the loop.
man who led countless human sacrifices, take that chamber. The temple looms closer with.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Yeah. Here's the closest one. Right, we need to find the Ankh first.
There you are, ready to revisit the past? The more
This one's useless.
the more you change my map.
No matter what we do here, useless. Not even sure why I'm bothering to do it.
temple looms closer with each new step. Find me again, and we'll continue our task. There you are. Ready to revisit the past? The more you kill, the more you change my mind.
There's only one that matters, but there's no guarantee we're gonna get it.
In the present day. Time to go.
No. No. Why is there nothing here? What is with this placement? Ah.
The temple.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Honestly, all the times I've run through the second half of the game, like I think I've just been zoned out the entire time, so I don't even remember like where I even get the Ankh from. Like I think I always just like stumble across it before I get to. Oh, there we go. Drop. There we go. I think I always just like stumble across it like as I'm make my way through the act. And I've never actually gone and intentionally went to do versus quest first. Here's the green gate. Is it this way? Honestly, don't remember. Could be.
What's up?
Okay, so now she has the quest for me to kill the guys here. Or the guys in the area I just went to.
Stay out of the shadows.
Rat's Nest. Evasion, attack speed, good chance. Rarity, movement speed, reduced character size. Huh. It's not a bad one, but it's not interesting in any way.
I was out hunting food for our encampment. Like a prowling cat I was, but what I saw, marching across the ruins, made me feel like a little mouse. Gem-studded warriors pounding the earth, led by their strongest, a captain. I've known of these Gemling legionnaires, how they were once the personal swords of Emperor Chittis, but now they rise again, with this captain at their fore. Swallowing my fear, I followed the captain and found a force being gathered within the grain gate. Exile, I know it's not fair for me to ask. You have done so many things for us. But if you were to find the captain and slay him and his men, I would honor you greatly. Our little town would not survive an onslaught such as the captain is likely to enact upon us. Why are you still standing there?
The Lunaris Concourse. Leads to the Solaris Concourse. I don't remember where I get that thing. Is it in the quay? In the key? They just like... all the way at the start.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Because I don't remember finding it in one of the temples or... anywhere, really. Ah, so this must be it right here. Yeah, so that's why I don't remember ever like having to look for it. Always just stumbled onto it before finding Clarissa.
Give it to me quickly. Finally, Tolman. We can be together as before. All right. Let's begin. Suffering will besiege us, and yet love will prevail. Pain will imprison us, and yet love will prevail. Grief will engulf us, and yet love will prevail. Death will surely take us, and love will... No. This isn't right. This is... Oh, Tolman, please. Forgive me. Exile, look out! Could I have been so stupid? Russo didn't hide the Yunk out of shame. He hid it out of fear. Out of... Oh my. What did the Yunk really do to his wife? Everything I saw that I read. Lies to cover the truth of what Kiara had really become. Alright. I'll destroy the Yunk. We've come a long way since Russo's day, so I'm thinking I can manage where he so sorely failed. At least that's something I know I can do right. I'll meet you back at the encampment soon. For now, I need to... Look, I'll just see you there. I promise.
The dead should stay dead. It's time to let go.
Don't make Faustian bargains, people. Bad for you.
Mate. Stay out of the shadows. They bite.
Poor Tolman. He was never really with me, was he? Just the shell of a man I loved. Wherever he is now, I hope he is at peace and that he can forgive me for not being able to let go. Here, take something for at least helping me. And thank you for everything. See you.
Talamoana, if I am a watchful owl, then you are the courageous hawk, swooping with sharpened talons to wrench the serpent from the child's neck. Clarissa will bear that wound for the rest of her life, but I'm glad you were there to save her from following poor Tolman into the dirt. Perhaps now that Clarissa has lost her love of death, she will finally be able to embrace life. Talakora.
Mate.
So I'm gonna call it here. We're at 2 hours already. Like I said, I Like these sessions are meant to be shorter, so next time we'll head to the temples, clear them out, beat the twins, and finish the act. Yeah, this is actually one of the easier ones to get through, but just won't let me find that damn warlock. Every attempt thwarted. Anyways, be for this session. Everybody who's stopping by and check me out. If you enjoying the playthrough, I appreciate doing all the YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Ve Victus, Bars and Numeris, and bye.